Alrighty, I think we are live. Let me go ahead and put my phone back in my pocket. Does it still have the auto tracking? Okay. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another video by yours truly. I may sound a little bit out of breath, and that's because I'm sick. I got like the worst luck possible right before vacation. Got a little sick, and I was like, I'm not canceling the trip. Fuck that. Me and Bubs need this trip just for a little bit of R&R before we have our son, which is literally, dude, 3 weeks away, guys. A little more than 3 weeks away. So it was like the idea of it was just to get out of the house, do a little R&R. Hopefully Bubs feels like she can forget about responsibilities for a bit, and then I got sick. And don't get me wrong, it was still nice. I love hotels. They got so many cool amenities, so many luxuries that you don't experience at home. So it gives you that nice feeling, you know what I'm saying? And to be honest, I wanted to give one of these videos to you guys when we were over there. I wanted to like show you the whole like resort and stuff, but I was just like feeling like shit, and so I didn't. In fact, even right now, I'm feeling like ass. But I was like, you know what? I'm going on a walk, bro. I'm not trying to like sit in the goddamn house all day. I've already been doing that. And so here we are. I might have shingles. We're going to have a doctor visit tomorrow, but based on the symptoms, I have a freaking rash wrapped around my torso. I've never had shingles a day in my life. And so I didn't know what the hell was going on. I'm just like, why do I, it's invisible too. You can't even see it. And so I'm sitting here wondering, well, if I go to the doctor tomorrow, chances are I probably have, I guess, what shingles is. And on top of that, I had a insane headache in my eyeballs. I took amoxicillin after doing a urgent care visit while we were out on vacation. It knocked that out, but I'm still dealing with the rash on the side of my torso. It hasn't gone anywhere. And the urgent care later told me, she was like, I'll give you the antibiotic, but I don't think it's going to fix the other problem. You're probably going to want to go and visit a general physician when you get back to Houston and see if maybe it's something more serious. And after we did a little bit of experimenting on the internet, AI is insane these days, told him my symptoms. I have a bit of abdominal pain as well when I have any impact. And it said, chances are you might have shingles. So we'll find out tomorrow. If that's the case, well, that's going to suck because I got a lot of work to get done over the next few weeks before we have our kid. I also have a lot of contractual obligations for sponsors coming up next week. And once again, we're having a kid next week. I mean, I'm sorry, next month. So it's just like, holy hell. But I mean, I'm the type of person, I just put my head down, grit my teeth, and bear it. I'll be fine. But what I wanted to talk to you guys about today is, well, I wanted to catch you guys up on why I've been gone, but I also wanted to talk to you about the state of the gacha space. You know what's crazy? For the past like 4 to 6 weeks, I haven't watched another content creator's content. I realized I was becoming a bit too invested in other people's opinions, too invested in other people's business, you know? And I think these are two symptoms of being chronically online, which that's not something I'm even capable of doing, to be honest, or have the luxury of doing. There's a lot of responsibilities that are occurring on the day-to-day basis. Hello, how you doing, hon? And if somebody like me can start experiencing those symptoms, I barely have any goddamn time. I got so many things I got to do, you know? Imagine people who don't have as many responsibilities, or people who are in the same situation as me, and they're still finding time to worry about other people's opinions, to worry about other people's business. It's unhealthy, and it starts to eventually put you in a state of mind where you're prioritizing things that aren't that serious and making them more serious. And I think this is the root cause. I think this is the root problem of the gacha space. More so, it's probably 50-50. I was gonna say more so on the creator side than it is on the community side. But to be honest with you, it's about 50-50, man, to be honest. And like the thing that's crazy about it is I'm sitting here watching all these things unfold. And keep in mind, I don't watch anybody's content anymore. Only way I'm knowing about it is on Twitter. It's like I follow all my peers on Twitter, most of them at least, and I will see all of it leaking over to there. And I'm like, damn, how does this keep happening? I genuinely think that when you spend all day watching people online from a viewer's perspective, let's address that first before we address the content creator's perspective. First of all, you're going to get overly invested in that atmosphere, but you're also going to get something that is not really, it's not realistic. And I'll explain that in a bit. You get all angles of people's perspectives because of the technology we have today, known as streaming and content creation. You're able to go into one streamer's chat, get their perspectives on a particular topic, and then you're able to go into another streamer's chat and literally do this all. And you guys, like some of y'all just don't fucking do anything else. So you get so many different perspectives, and then you find the ones that clash. And then you go into a streamer's chat and you say, well, so-and-so said this. And then the streamer, they fall for it. Hell, I've fallen for it, and I'm really good at shutting you motherfuckers down, right? And so the problem with that is, if you ask yourself, why am I so invested in all of this? You know, like, because none of it is actually problematic, actually. Like, we're just talking about video games. That's the chronically online symptom I was telling you, though. When you start to practice spending all day online, well, that's why you think it's such a big deal. That's why you want to constantly involve yourself in it. You're overly fucking invested. You are literally too locked in. That's the best way to put it. And so that's the viewer, right? But the content creator, it's even worse. I dare say, and that's why I was trying to like debate it earlier. I dare say the content creator is worse than the viewer, because the content creator spends, first of all day running the business. That's just what it demands in this space. And then once they're done working, they lock in again and they start watching other people's business. And that's just weird, man. That's weird behavior. And I feel like that behavior only exists because you're chronically fucking online. It's like, you guys got to understand, if you want all this weird behavior to end, you want this perpetual cycle of constant contentious discussions occurring, if you want it to simmer down, at least, I don't think it'll ever end just because of the nature of the business. But y'all need to lock out. You niggas need to get out the huddle, bro. All right? You are in the huddle too much. And y'all aren't even in the huddle to like be on the same team. You're in the huddle and watching the other person to see what their next move is or what they're doing or what they're thinking. You're overly invested in business that isn't yours. You're overly invested in opinions that aren't yours. And then your community doubles down on that. And this is what creates that cycle of toxicity and high school female drama. I'm not even gonna say male drama, because only women did this shit in high school, bro. Or, you know what? Maybe men did it too. I'm not quite sure, bro. But it's like, I'm seeing things that are happening and I'm like, man, I used to kind of deal with that shit in high school and in my early 20s because I was so worried about what everybody else was doing as they were worried about what the fuck I was doing. And it was like this constant, I don't know, ego stroke. It's like, at what point are you guys going to be accountable to yourselves and go, that's just none of my business? Oh, I see how that unfolded. I stuck my nose where it didn't belong. Why do I care so much about that guy's opinion? That's fine. Like, when you see somebody give a bad take, you know what I do? I just go, damn, that was a shit take. All right, anyways, I'm not gonna, I mean, to each his own. That's his community. You know, if they can't acknowledge that the take is shit, then I guess he's got the right target audience. But for me, all I'm gonna do is continue to cover content on the game, criticize it, talk about the game's good positives, talk about the things that I think are interesting. But I got to make sure I'm not stepping on people's toes. Now, at some point, you're going to step on people's toes just because, once again, you're sharing a perspective that naturally, inherently just goes against what the hell they're saying. But this is where the problem comes in. And I'm trying to make sure I articulate this perfectly. Insecurity and projection is a very prevalent quality that exists in our space amongst content creators. And it's because y'all keep watching everybody else's opinion. And then that causes you, that's chronically online person, to overly invest into that opinion that is going against yours, or overly invest into their business that isn't yours because the community thinks it's a problem more than what it actually is. And you now believe it's a problem more than what it actually is. And what happens is a clash occurs naturally because the other person is going, what the hell? Why is this person talking about my content in a negative manner? And that's honestly, bro, that's their prerogative. You know, it's like you can't, because every time you do that, you're attacking their rapport that they've built up, their credibility that they've built up with their community, regardless if it's a bad take or whatever. Their community is on the same wavelength as them. And it's not our responsibility to make sure like everybody is thinking the same thing we're thinking. That's just not how the world functions. Maybe one day though, the people who are watching that creator that's, I don't know, possibly making a bad take, they'll wake up and be like, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, man. This ain't it. And it's that simple. Just stop watching and go watch somebody else. There's no need for people to be in this space nosy as you motherfuckers is being. It's so unnecessary and it's so toxic and it's never gonna remedy the space, like ever. It's never gonna happen. So my suggestion to you guys, and this is just a suggestion, man, stop paying attention to other people's opinions for at least a month and see how much of a difference that is. Stop watching other content creators for a whole ass month. Stop hopping in the streams. Stop watching their fucking content. I'm talking to the content creators right now, right? I think you guys need to stop being so engaged in content creation, which is gonna take a hit for viewership for all of us. But you know what? I think it will improve the space overall. I really do, because everybody's mentals will be fucking on a moderate level. And that's another problem. I think you guys have taken yourselves outside of the realms of moderation. And because of that, you're in a toxic environment of being locked in 24/7, right? And so that's something you have to do. Stop watching every goddamn content creator 24/7. Literally touch some grass or do things that are pertinent to your life, right? Do it for a fucking month, bro. Watch the difference. Seriously, watch the difference. You're gonna be like, damn, yeah, I was too locked in. You know what I mean? None of this shit actually matters. Like, what the hell? And it's crazy how scary that is, because as somebody like me who lives a life of responsibility, there's no cap. I'm a man of responsibilities. I'm a man of vision, and I'm constantly working on goals all the time. And even my ass was going down the slippery slope of being chronically online, you know? So like, it is easy, and nobody is an exception to this shit. And especially when you're getting paid for it, you know? So that's what I suggest, man. And I think if you guys continue to pocket watch each other, business watch each other, and you're always worried about what so-and-so is saying, and you're always worried about who's doing what, bro, you are setting yourself up, straight up dead ass, to not actually live life, but to survive life. Because at this point, all your time is just allocated towards the internet. And I want to end off with this. It's not realistic to acquire the information you're acquiring. In real life, I don't know every waking thought of somebody's opinion on a perspective. Me and my friends, if they're talking about me in a venting manner to another friend, I don't even know that's happening. You know what I'm saying? If they are having a certain opinion on me that is putting me in a bad light, I don't even know that's happening. I'm not able to acquire the information that we can acquire today on the internet. I look at the internet as a fucking matrix. Straight up. I don't know what the hell Andrew Tate is on about the matrix. For me, the internet is the matrix, because on the internet, you're able to do shit you can't do in real life. You're able to acquire information you can't acquire in real life. You're sitting there watching a content creator's thoughts, body language, cracks, positives, 24/7. In real life, you can't do that, bro. You'd have to be in a room with this person, listening to them yap all day long. And let me tell you something, that is outside the realms of moderation, and you will eventually start to hate that person, because naturally it can't coexist with moderation, with real life. It's not compatible. You see what I'm saying? So that's why it's important that you guys got to lock out, because you're doing things that go against the very construction of how a human is designed to function with other elements outside of themselves. I think this message was important. You know, I wasn't really trying to step on anybody's toes. A couple of examples came to mind over the last, I shit you not, I don't know, 20 fucking dramas that have occurred in the past 6 months, and I see them all on Twitter, you know? It's like, holy hell, bro. You guys got to get a grip, man. You do. You got to get a grip and just say, okay, I am too invested into this shit. There's so much more content that I can make that doesn't involve any of this. There really is. There's always something to talk about, man. Yeah, I think that's pretty much going to wrap it up for this video. In terms of my life right now, though, like getting off of all of that, yeah, man, I'll get over this shit. I'll be better. I think shingles takes a while to get rid of it, if it ends up being it, which I'm pretty sure it is. This rash is annoying. I can't even sleep on this side because it feels like pins and needles. And I can't see the rash yet either. I just feel it there. It feels like a tattoo damn near. So we'll see what happens with that tomorrow at the doctor visit. I'm pretty damn sure I have it. If I don't, I'll update you guys on what the hell is really going on. It's been weird because I don't have a fever. I just have like fatigue, weakness in the body. And I also had an insane fucking headache. I ain't never had a headache that damn bad, bro. It was a 10 out of 10 headache. But that's gone now that I've been taking the amoxicillin. However, that urgent care was a ripoff. I spent $180 fucking dollars just for her to tell me, oh, yeah, you might want to go to another doctor and see if they know what's going on. But in the meantime, here's amoxicillin. It seems like your gums are a bit swelling, and maybe it could be, you know, correlated to that. So this will knock it out, but I don't think it's going to solve the problem. It's like, bro, what the fuck did I come see you for? I came see you so you could treat the problem. So now I got to go to another doctor tomorrow, spend another $200 just for them to tell me to get some lab work, spend more money. It's like, holy shit, bro. But I'm blessed. I'm blessed to have the financial stability to afford all this shit, no problem. It's just really annoying. Yeah, that's pretty much it, man. But you know what? I'll be a dad next month. That's going to be crazy. I'll probably be updating you guys on that when it all happens. Who knows? Might pop out a week soon looking at Bubs. Bubs like she about to pop any minute, bro. Peace, love, and happiness, though, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the flip side.